So recently, I was watching a TED talk by Ethan Hawke, who is an American actor and director. You must know him from the Before Sunrise trilogy. So the talk was about giving permission to yourself to be creative. Now, it would be a massive understatement to say that I just loved the talk because I completely submerged myself in his talk. It was that good. It had such a deep impact on my mind. And creativity isn't a much talked topic in our regular lives. And yes, we definitely see creative people on the internet, but you won't find many creative people around you. In fact, there are people who will look at your bookshelf and call your books garbage. Yes, that has happened to me. It was heartbreaking. So it's like someone calling your most treasured thing trash. It instantly invalidates the whole meaning of your life. I can't express how bad it felt, but I'm trying to move on from that. Another important thing I realized is that when you grow up, people make fun of you if you do creative things. So they think that it's childish and funny. So society finds creativity meaningless when adults around them do it. However, they would happily buy movie tickets or go watch a cricket match, as if those things aren't creative. So, coming back to the TED talk I mentioned earlier, Ethan Hawke mentions that people don't care about a certain poem or poetry until they end up losing their loved ones or if they have a heartbreak. The moment something like that happens to them, suddenly they turn to artists and their creativity. They want to see if someone else has experienced their pain, if someone else has articulated that. Therefore, creativity is nothing but expression of one's real self and their emotions. And with expression comes awareness. This is why creativity is not a luxury, it's sustenance, a form of nourishment. Now, in the comment section of the same TED talk, I found a comment that really opened my eyes. So the comment was made by this person whose name is Catherine. Catherine writes in the comments that she doesn't paint or dance or sing. So, when people talk about creativity, she cannot quite resonate with that person or with the word creativity itself. For her, creativity is organization, it's administration, and it's writing business letters. She writes that writing kick-ass business letters is her poetry. So it was such an incredible message. It really opened my eyes because sometimes we definitely put a boundary around the word creativity, that okay, this is what creativity means, or this is how a creative person should look like, or the things that they should say. But creativity is there in every aspect of your life. How you do a certain thing, how you organize your room, if it's messy, what kind of messy it is. So creativity is definitely very person specific. And it doesn't mean that you have to be a singer or a dancer, or you have to paint, or you have to do certain things that are deemed to be creative, because creativity can be in any department of life. So even if you are in your corporate office, if you are working with other people in a corporate office, it doesn't mean that you are not creative. It doesn't mean that you don't have the right to call yourself a creative person, because creativity is not specific, it's subjective, and it's up to you how you express yourself. So your expression can come in the form of an email that you write. Maybe you write amazing emails, or it can be in the form of how you do a certain task in the kitchen, how you make your smoothie, how you read your book. So many people love to annotate their books, right? They dog ear their books. Some people highlight. I love to highlight. I also love to dog ear. So all these things, these trails that you leave behind when you leave a room, the mess that you have created is also your expression. So sometimes when you are feeling like messed up, you're feeling all over the place, you are confused, it shows up in your environment. It shows up on your desk, right? The way you are feeling, it literally shows up in your life, it shows up on your face. So that is what creativity means for me now. And I also think that creativity is the legacy that you leave behind. And why am I saying this is because I remember how my grandmother used to rest her hand on the kitchen slab and move the ladle with her right hand when she used to cook, right? So I can still totally imagine and visualize that scene in front of my eyes, because that is still so vivid and so real, because I used to see her. So, I still remember how she used to cut the vegetables, how big the pieces will be, and how she used to serve the food right after she has cooked, and she would keep the rest of the stuff away for which would go to the fridge. And how she would add the spices, how she would add the salt and sugar. These are very small things. And how much time she used to take to do a certain things, how she always used to wear a watch on her left hand. So these things I still remember about her, even though she is not around. And I think that's what creativity is all about. It's about how you do things, it's about how you live your life as well. I feel like creativity is also a habit that you imbibe, that when you are doing something, you put your focus into it, and it becomes very integral to you. And it I think that's what makes it meaningful as well. That's why I feel like creativity is so important, because it gives meaning to the things that you're doing. So even if you're doing a very basic boring chore, if you're doing it from a place of creativity and from a place that, okay, whatever I'm doing right now, it's meaningful, I think that's what matters. So yeah, the way my grandmother used to do the things in the kitchen and how she used to handle everything, that was her expression, that was how she expressed herself, right? And that was her creativity. So today, tomorrow, I don't know when, no one is going to be here on this planet forever. Someday we will leave, and the things that we will leave behind are our habits and how we used to do certain things, and that's how people are also going to remember us. And I think that's what matters the most, to me at least. And creativity is something that I felt like, am I creative enough? And there have been so many things that used to disturb me, but this video helped me so much, and also the comment section. So I really hope that you all enjoyed this video and found it valuable and calming. If it did, if you actually enjoyed watching this video, then definitely consider clicking on the like button and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next one. Until then, bye bye.